Hey everybody, thanks for joining me again. What I want to talk about today is the topic that is on my board, and that is mindfulness. Sorry, my word wouldn't exactly fit across the board, so I had to bring it down to the next line. But something that I find to be so important that I love to share with my audience is the messages that you tell yourself. Something that we might forget to think about is all the thoughts that we have each day. It's been said and studied that each of us tells our brain between 50 and 80,000 messages a day. So from the moment that you get up and you start to talk to yourself, we are constantly feeding our brain messages more throughout the day than we even realize. Starting with what we're gonna wear, what we wanna have for breakfast, the commute, the way that we're gonna take to get to work, the first thing that we're gonna do when we get to work. We are thinking all day long, whether it's positive or negative messages. This is the video that I want you to stop and think, what are the messages that you're telling yourself, and whether they are positive messages that are going to serve you, or if it's negative messages that are keeping you stuck and holding you back. Because some of the messages, if they are negative and you are telling yourself things that are not serving you to bring you to the next step in your life, they might be holding you back from achieving your goals. So the first story that I want to talk to you about today is a story that I heard possibly on the internet or through a book. It's about a baby elephant. And so the baby elephant is taken into the circus, and its leg is tied to a pole with a chain. And the baby elephant tries to escape, but of course the elephant cannot get away. It's not strong, it's weak, and so it starts to tell myself, maybe I should give up. But the next day it tries to get away again, tries to pull that chain, tries to break free, and cannot do so yet again. So it tries one more time and still cannot break free. So, moving forward, as the elephant grows up, it no longer even tries to break free. It just tells itself that it can. That's the message that the elephant has just decided to tell itself, that it is not possible to break free. But as the elephant gets bigger and it actually could break away, it just stops and it gives up. And so it never gets the chance to break free, when all along it could have escaped. So the message that we can take away from that is check in with yourself. What kind of messages are you telling your brain? Are you growing? Are you outgrowing things? Can you break away from bad habits? Think about the thoughts that you tell yourself. One of the quotes that I really like is by Henry Ford. He said, whether you think you can or whether you think that you can't, you're right. The message is that, again, that we tell ourselves, when we're trying something new, I want you to think the next time that you are trying to do something that you've never done before, what are the messages that you're telling yourself? Are you saying, this is way too hard, it's way too difficult, I can't do this? Or are you saying, it's all right, I got this, I can take on this challenge, I can do this, right? Because whatever we're thinking is the messages, and then that's what we're going to believe. So starting tomorrow, I want you to be more intentional with your thoughts. Are the messages that you're telling yourself true? So I'm going to go through 3 different takeaways from this video that I want you to try. I'm going to be looking down at my notes to kind of help me. I don't want to forget anything. So the number one thing is I want you to practice disrupting negative thoughts. As you start to think about the messages that you're telling yourself, whenever you get a negative thought in your mind, I can't do it, I don't look good, I look fat, I'm ugly. Anything that you tell yourself, I want you to stop yourself. I want you to interrupt the negativity, the self-talk that's not serving you, and I want you to replace that with something positive that's going to serve you. So practice interrupting those negative thoughts. Number 2, An option that you might want to try is to track your thoughts. You can use an app on your phone. You could even take a pen and a piece of paper. Anytime that you have a negative thought throughout the day, I want you to either put a tally into your phone on the notes, or do it onto your piece of paper and just start tracking when those negative messages are happening. You might not even realize all of the negative messages that you're telling yourself. You might look down at your phone or on your piece of paper by the end of the day, and you might see that you have 20 check marks or tally marks, and it might open your eyes to really how many times you're actually saying negative things to yourself. And the last one that I want to leave you with is I want you to break free from this negative thinking. Just like this elephant, I want you to start to realize that you're worth it. You're worth the growth. You're worth positive thinking. You're worth your life changing. In this moment, you can start to have your brain serve you better. Interrupt the negative self-talk. Start giving your brain the messages that it needs to take your life to the next level. All right, so looking back at my board again today, I want everybody to start being more mindful. Think about those messages that you're telling yourself. Interrupt that negative self-talk. Replace it with positive messages. If your friend or your family member were going through something, what would you tell them? You wouldn't say, yeah, that's terrible. That's a bad idea. You're not good at that. You would want to tell them something positive. You'd want to help them. So do the same thing for yourself. All right, so thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you turn into my next video next week. Take care. All my love.